Good morning. My name is Unides Estevez, and I am a mom of two, a wife for 20 years. And 6 years ago, I made a commitment to make a change, and I wanted to do something different because what I was doing wasn't working. And what I did was I committed to a challenge group, what we're inviting you to be a part of. And it was all virtual, so I could do everything from home. And having two young kids, working a full-time job as a teacher, I didn't have a lot of time in my hands to, take the kids to the babysitter and then go to the gym and then come back and do all of the house duties. I needed to work on something that would actually be accommodating to me. At the time, I was 50 pounds overweight, and after that, I committed to just showing up to my fitness and to my coach who had offered me her support and her guidance through the process. I didn't know my coach at the time. She lived in Florida, I lived in Connecticut, and we connected virtually. So I want to share with you today what has happened and what you may be thinking. Hi Elizabeth, how are you? So I titled this live Fear and Commitment, and how can we use it as a secret weapon. Okay, number one, my first fear that I want to share with you going into this new stage, which we're all going into, which is Transform 20, is am I going to be able to sustain the intense workouts? Right? Because in my mind, I've worked out with Shaun T before, and I know how intense he is. So I know that I am not the same person I was when I was 36 years old. Yesterday I turned 42, and things have changed for me. Yes, I've been able to lose 50 pounds. Yes, I feel like I'm in the best shape of my life. I feel like I have energy, I have endurance, I have the strength, but my body, my inner body, is not up to par. So I recently went to the doctor, and I have what is called degenerative disc disease. What that means in lame terms is that I have the joints, the liquid in between my joints is drying up. So I have two choices. I can allow pain to define my future, or I can defy the odds. So I've met with a neck surgeon, I've met with a chiropractor, a nerve specialist, I've met with a lot of doctors, I've had MRIs, so I do suggest you see a doctor because I'm not a specialist, and I'm sharing my personal experience. I asked the doctor the questions, I shared my whole journey, and the one option would be for me to relax and not move a bone. But the risk of that is that my condition will worsen. Thankfully, I have had a good 5 years of building up muscle strength, specifically in my back, so that it can hold up my neck and my body, and I can have less pain. Number two, I have to continue to work out. Yes, I cannot jump as high as I used to. I have to modify the jumps. I can lift weights, not as heavy as I used to, but I can lift weights. And the neck surgeon said to me, your goal is to stay in movement. Your goal is not to stay static. So that right away immediately tells me, like, okay, I have to put my fears aside because my body is not going to break. My body is able to hold up what I need to do. What I need to do is go at the pace in which my body will allow me to. And I'm going to tell you the truth. That plays games in my head because in my physical self, I feel like I can move faster, but I know that my body cannot allow it. So I have committed to Transform 20. My package arrives December 8th. I am going to do Transform 20 with the step when it allows it. I am going to modify as needed, but I'm not going to put my arms up and say, you know what, I'm not doing this because this looks intense and I'm not even going to try. You know why? Because when I do that, I immediately quit. My head, done, gone. I'm not even putting myself in a position. Good morning, guys. You can ask any questions in the comments. I just try to stay focused on what I'm saying because then I lose track. You have to stay focused on your lane and what does your body need. not what is your mind telling it, okay? Your body is going to go where your mind tells it, and sometimes we have to shut the conversation that is happening up here. Because we think, I haven't worked out in so long. I don't know how I'm gonna last. I don't know how I'm gonna do it. It looks like Shanti is gonna kill me. And yes, it's true. He is. But as he said in one of his videos, we have to seek the burn. We have to seek the pain, because out of that comes our growth and the new level of us. All right? So, yes, feel fear. It's okay. You're going to feel fear of failing. You're going to feel fear of quitting. But I want you to do it anyway. And I want you to do it every single day, because you're not going to just feel fear once. You're going to feel it over and over and over again. And every time you feel it, I want you to go towards it and shut it down. Next, I want you to consider where you are. You can't unscramble eggs. I can't fix my brain, my neck. I can't do surgery. I have to go with the flow and trust and believe in this process. And we're all going to be okay. Next, use commitment as your secret weapon. I know you don't know me. I know you don't know any of the coaches possibly here personally. And you're like, that's so stupid. How am I going to change my life by committing to posting inside of a private Facebook group? Who cares? Those people could care less whether I show up or not, right? Because they don't know me from a hole in the ground. Well, here's the deal. When you commit to something like this, you're committing to stepping outside of your comfort zone. You're committing to showing up not only to yourself, but to a community of people who are counting on your participation so that they can be self-motivated. Because I don't know about you, but I am not a lone ranger. Sometimes I look around my surroundings and I get defeated because I feel like I'm alone. Nobody wants to make changes. When you go into restaurants, when you go to parties, when you go around your family, everyone, all they're talking about is drinking, hookah, parties, drinking, doing absolutely nothing. And here you are with this desire to change and you don't find who to connect with. Well, here we are. Hi, my name is Unides, and I will show up because sometimes I feel alone. And I know I come inside of my group and there's going to be one soul, one person who's going to have already worked out, and I'm going to feel like I can't do it. But because that person did it, I'm going to show up. Simple as that. It's a hack in your brain. And we have to learn how to hack into ourselves in order to show up. The other thing is, if you haven't shared your goals publicly, sometimes it's necessary to share your goals publicly because now your commitment went up a notch. Now, instead of you being committed to yourself and kind of like shutting yourself down when you feel like, I'm just going to do it later. But if you know that Fulanita, Dislani, Cruz, Saudi, Jazz knows that you're going to be showing up to the group because you told them, listen, I want you to hold me accountable. By week 2, I'm going to lose my motivation. And that person is going to send you a note in your private messenger and be like, hey, how are you? Automatically, that's going to wake up something in you who's going to tell you, you know what? I know. I've been slacking. I have no excuses. Let me get back to work. And you're going to pick up right where you left off and you're going to show up. But had you been doing this alone, you're like, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow. Then pass 2 weeks, passes 3 weeks, passes 4 weeks, and you're done. You're not even showing up because you can't even force yourself to show up. So you need to share your goals with somebody else, commit to have an accountability partner, and make it your secret weapon. Show up no matter what. And you need to decide that now. Because if you don't decide that now, nobody's going to do it for you. All right? So give me hearts, give me thumbs up if you've already shared with someone that you have goals for the end of this year. Basically, not this year. We're already thinking about 2019 because what you do now is exactly what's going to reflect in 2019. So if you want to change your life in 2019, I hope you're not waiting till December 2019 to decide to change. It has to happen now because now is really present right now. Tomorrow is not granted. So I need you to take action today. Let's go. All right. Now, I do want you to take seriously the opportunity that we have been given, which is we have been invited to be part of a coach test group. This is different than a challenge group. A coach test group is one where it is led by the actual creator of the program. In the past, Beachbody used to do these differently, where they would select coaches who were growing in their business and they would give you the opportunity to participate in these test groups. Now, they are inviting us all to participate and to bring others along with them. All you need is to have a coach account, which is going to give you the discount ability and also other perks. You're going to be part of a private exclusive group that the general public is not going to have access to. I was part of one where it was for the Core de Force development, and for 1 whole month we had to keep it a secret. We couldn't tell anybody. The second month we could share a little bit, but we couldn't speak about the nutrition. Then the final month, when results started to show, that's when we had to go out and share with people what was happening inside of that private test group. But now you get the final, you get the behind the scenes. And I don't know if you've ever worked in one of those test groups, but you get like inspiration and motivations from the people who created the program. Each program has its own theme. When I worked with Core de Force, the focus was your core. As a mom of 2 with 2 C-sections, that was my focus. But my bigger focus after that test group was understanding that my core is not my physical abs. My core is what is inside of me that makes me wake up every single day and show up to my life. And I made a decision after that moment. I showed up to a very difficult program for 90 days straight, without skipping a day, without skipping a meal, without stopping my posting, without being present. And I have to say, I had a lot of obstacles come my way, but in that process, I gained the strength and the courage to show up, and it helps me focus. Because here's the thing, a lot of the times we're like deer on headlights. We lose the focus and we go off of like a squirrel kind of thing. Like we see this and we go that way. We see that, we go that way. But when you're committed to doing something from beginning to end, your focus remains in your core. You started because you wanted to conquer your mind so that you could change, transform your life. Nothing is gonna move you from there. Whether 5 people said that they were gonna come with you and 3 of them drop out, you're still there because you have a very deep desire that is burning in your core so that you no longer stay the same. No matter what comes your way, you're gonna show up. And then in real life, we compare real life with our fitness, you're gonna have to face obstacles. And you're gonna refer back to a time in your life when you had a point where you felt like giving up. Maybe it was in your push-ups, maybe it was even in your putting in your sneakers or your workout clothes, but you pushed through and you showed up. And just like you conquered and you achieved, same thing is gonna happen in real life. So sometimes, guys, we have to decide to train ourselves. And I love something that Sean explained yesterday in one of the calls. You can be motivated, in this group. But if you don't find the inner desire and the why you want to really, really, truly find the person that's inside of you that doesn't quit, that finish what they start, that actually has a transformation, if you've been on this journey for long enough and you still don't have a before and an after picture, then go back and consider that. And say, you know what, it's my time now. It's my time to put all the bullshit to the side and get to work. So, use fear, use commitment as your weapon. And find the true definition of why are you gonna show up from the core. When it hurts, when it burns, when you feel like you're not making progress, who cares that you come in? Who cares? I want you to share in the comment section below after you watch this video if you have any other fears, if you are dealing with lack of commitment, or if you're wondering, I don't know that this is really for me. I want you to put it down here because I want to talk with you. I want to necessarily have a conversation and figure out what are the strongholds and the blocks that you have, because they're blocks and they need to be broken in order for you to make progress. 2019 is at our feet, and it's only up to us to decide how we're going to take in and how we're going to conquer that year. It starts today. It starts right now, and it starts only with you. This community right here, we will be here. And once the group starts and opens, we will be there. And we will sweat together and we will cry together. But I promise you something, we will not come out the same. We will come out stronger and much more different and ready to conquer whatever comes our way. I love you with all of my heart, and I truly want to see you succeed. Be blessed. And don't forget, be a blessing to somebody else.